Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are out here at 10064 Northeast Widener Street here in Portland. Located up on the rooftop, going down through a 3-inch cast iron main vent. Bear with me a moment here. I've got to leave my camera kind of down below me. Third time's a charm, hopefully. Alright, that right there is the piece of pipe that was spliced out. Not sure what actually happened there. If it was just... oh, jeez. Bear with me. I apologize. This is a very tricky spot here. I've got to try and put an umbrella over my tablet. That does not want to stay put very well. There's also, even with the shade I'm creating, I've got a bit of a light glare on my screen, so which makes it hard to see fine detail. So it's very possible. Well, we'll see here once I get to the end of the line, once I have a chance to scope out here for a second. But sometimes I have to review these things at home in better lighting conditions. All right, before I get too much further here, it looks like this is the base of the vent. My camera's just kind of scraping on something. My guess it's probably rust scale from when they cut that piece of vent out. I just want to make sure I know what I'm getting into here. Okay, so right as we drop onto the floor here, Y connection. We've got some standing water in the pipe here. Let me go slow here for a second. Just want to make sure I'm not going to go plowing through a backflow valve. Some of these basement homes have those. Okay, so you do have a belly. It's a belly in general. That does not appear to be related to any buildup in the line or anything. We're going to revisit that on the way out when the line's fully drained. We'll see how that's looking. Alright, sorry, I had to go, although you probably don't notice my monitor being paused, but I forgot I turned all the fixtures off there for a moment. Thought I heard water running inside. It was actually the furnace downstairs. Worried water was escaping the line. Anyway, when we pull back, and that right there, there's your clean out. That's a two-way tie-in. Right, if you haven't figured it out already, my camera is upside down right now. Sorry, I've been doing this 13 years. That doesn't bug my eyeballs a bit, but it's probably kind of funny to look at for the average person. Going back into some more standing water here. Again, all these areas with standing water we'll revisit once the line is completely drained. The standing water you've got there at the start of the line, I actually think we were getting a decent look at that fully drained. That spot had a fair amount of standing water in it. You know, from just a purely functional standpoint, looking at it from that view, the good thing is it's in plastic pipe. Standing water in plastic pipe is a much less detrimental combination than having standing water in, let's say, cast iron or old concrete that have very rough pipe walls relative to plastic. That smooth plastic pipe does a great deal to mitigate buildup from occurring. Oh, there's the main there. Excellent. All right, we're going to go locate here while the line drains out, and we'll have a better look at everything as we come back. And right now we are currently in PVC pipe, standard PVC. All right, located the camera head successfully. Line terminates out on Widener. There is if you're standing in the street facing the front door, front of the house in general, there is a manhole that lines up pretty nicely with the left side edge of the property line. That manhole is what the sewer line ties directly into. Most homes don't do that, only a handful will. That big old river rock in the line there? Huh. We got such a nasty light glare up here right now, it's hard to, it looks like a stone. Luckily it's out in city territory and it's all the way at the end of the line, where it really can't accomplish anything. That is kind of odd, unusual to see. It looks like the line, just before the line leaves the house or right as it leaves the house, somewhere in and around the front foundation wall. It might even be on the outside. The line does transition from 3-inch ABS to 4-inch ABS, and then we're in 6-inch PVC right here where the transition's at. Sorry for kind of the slow go here. I've got to spool my camera out on the rooftop. My camera reel is all the way down the lower part of the roof right now. I got to spool out about 20 feet and go reel it in. Anyway, where the line leaves the house is at the front of the home. You know, I'm approximating here a little bit, but probably about 3 to 5 feet in from the front left corner of the house. I believe we're getting to our, yeah, this is the tail end of a belly here, so we're going to reel in really quick so we can get the foot count on it. That belly dissipates off there at about 36 feet. That thing's hardly even worth talking about. It's so tiny. There's like a 1/16, maybe a 1/4 inch of water there. I don't think that water line even hit the bottom of my camera lens. That one there is a long ways off from requiring repair work. Alrighty, so if you're standing in the street facing the front of the house, you've got the wrought iron little fence thingy on the front concrete patio. If you count the front left corner support post as the first post, so that's first post, you work your way in from left to right. So that second support post in from the left About a foot out from that, directly in line with that support post, is right where the clean out's at. It's in the flower bed there. So I'm very happy to see that. I was worried that this thing had been covered up under the floor of the home. So you do have a clean out. And it does appear to be a two-way clean out. So that's one that you can service interior and exterior with. The line, you know, you can, where the bathroom is down in the basement, that's right where the vent drops in. So the line kind of does a 45-degree angle shot across the floor down there, moving from right to left towards that front left corner of the house. And then it straightens out and shoots out through that area there. All right, so this is the tail end of the more significant belly here. All right, so about 10 feet. So this is under the basement floor. What I'm gonna do, I don't have anything to mark the floor with. I'm just gonna go get a quick locate here. All right, I took a photo in the basement. Again, I don't have anything to, most of my locates and stuff are outside where I can put spray paint down. If you look in the right lighting, you can actually see the saw patch underneath the laminate flooring down there. It's very easy to see. It comes right out of that bathroom wall and it runs right towards the basement staircase. I'm only at 11 inches deep there, very, very shallow. So this is one that, I mean, you can just about eyeball where the dang sewer line is in this case. And if I recall, I think the standing water starts basically at the base. So you've got a fair amount of standing water here. I mean, when I'm jerking this camera back quickly, that's a trick I learned many years ago. When you've got about 2 inches or less of standing water in the line, when you pull the camera back really fast, you'll see the water line pull down below the camera lens. If you've got about 2 inches or more, exceeding 2 inches, when you rip the camera back really fast, you will not see the water line pull down below the camera lens. It'll remain above it. So you've got the line there is almost completely submerged, if not completely submerged. Yeah, we're right back to the 0 point, so we're back at the base of the vent at this juncture. Let me pull the camera on out of here really quick. All right, the belly that spans there from about the 0 point at the base of the vent to about 11 feet approximately. Due to the amount of standing water in the line there, that is a spot I do recommend a repair on. The line is functioning, but it is draining slower than it should through there, and solids are what's draining slower. Water doesn't have a problem when it runs into standing water. It's the solids that have the hard time getting through it. And right now, I think there's just one person living here, so you're not going to see a lot of buildup in a line when there's only one human living in a house. The bigger concern is what it's going to look like when you've got 2 adults and a couple of kids in the home, you're going to see a difference in debris buildup when you have that. So if it's not repaired, make sure you're treating the line very nicely. Keep it to folded toilet paper only, no wipes, flushable wipes, improper items in general, and no grease buildup or any cooking oil. That's all stuff that's going to build up in there and have a hard time getting through it. If you do end up doing a repair, make sure a rescope is performed to check the work. It would also be a great opportunity to put a floor clean out in at the back of the house. Everything else here looks good and has good flow and is in good shape.